today's video, we'll be making a shaker, rawhide shaker. There's a bunch of different ways to do shakers. This is a turtle shell raker. We're not making one of these, I just thought I'd show it so you can see the difference. Both of them have their own purpose. So you'll need to start out with your rawhide. This is an old drum head. The drum split, so I had to replace the hide. So you're going to cut it in half. And what I use is a Ziploc bag with water in it, because you got to soak this for at least 24 hours. The longer the better, really. But 24 hours will make it pliable enough to work with. And you just squeeze out the air. And that's it. This has been soaking for a while. This one's all pliable. Then you cut your basic shape of a shaker in. It will move around on you slightly. That's alright. Now sometimes I use a paper clip to hold these together. Now there are some materials that I'm using that I recommend, but you don't necessarily need. This is a punch. You can sew this rawhide without. This just makes it really easy. Now this video obviously will have to go in multiple segments because this needs a dry time. If you don't have a punch, you can use a nail. Just, it'll take a little bit longer. That's fine. Use a small nail and a hammer, and a piece of wood. You can get the same result. Okay, now you'll need your sinew. I always use a little extra. Always leave a little extra on there. That'll help you tie it onto the stick after it's dried. I do a straight stitch, then I backtrack and make it into a saddle stitch. I'm using a needle that has a curved end at the end. Makes it a little difficult. Now from this point you're going to turn it into a saddle stitch. Saddle stitch is just a continuously straight line, makes it very strong. You could, after you're done the saddle stitch, go out and over and around just to kind of tie it in. Some of them I have. It's not overly necessary. Again, this is two pieces actually. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's two pieces that we've sewn together. You're not going to be perfect on your first one that you make. But traditionally you give your first one away, so you give your mistake away if you make any mistake. There you go. Now you just leave these strings right now. Now you can fill these with rice to puff them out. I just happen to have some, I forget what they call this, some type of gravel. And you use a funnel. Again, you don't really need to use these two. It just makes it a lot easier. You're going to use your wooden dowel. Wooden dowels are about a foot long that you'll eventually be using. That'll be in the next video. You can put your rice in. Most of you probably be using rice. You can purchase this at craft shop. I think they put it at the bottom of floral arrangements or something. After you have it good and packed in there, now you let it dry. Alright, the end of the first video. See you in about 4 days.